Well, there she is. You can tell already, I told you we're going to be frustrated together. Hey there, Internet Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars We Keeve YouTube channel. Now the background is slightly different because we have a 2020 Jeep Gladiator, which is a JT model here, and we have a Tonneau cover, however you want to say it. Let me know in the comments how you're supposed to say it. I mean, how you're supposed to tell me how it's to be pronounced. But this is from Tyger. This is from Amazon. There'll be a link below. But this was about 240 bucks, and she just wanted a cheap Tonneau cover to, you know, for go on trips to put the luggage and stuff in the bottom. It isn't one of those fancy ones that stays underneath or rolls up. It just folds on the top, and it's supposed to be a toolless install. So, and I haven't tried this before, and I haven't tried this out of the box like I normally do most of the stuff. So we're going to be frustrated together if this isn't a good install. So let's open this box. Do this without it falling off the Jeep. Just like that. Alright, so it's all in a bag. Looks like pretty light. Set that on the floor. It also comes with stripping that you have to do in front of the Jeep. If your rail system is above the back of the bed, then you would need to use this stripping there to create a seal. So that's it. It's in the box. Not much. Now they do have a YouTube video that shows how to install, but it's really quick. And it's perfect case scenario, so I just kind of want to go over my experience with this. Now, when you're ordering these, you want to make sure that you're looking up the right models. When it comes to Jeeps, there's so many models. You know that there aren't that many models of Gladiators. There's just the JT. But there are two different types of rail designs. There's the stock design like this. There's also the one that doesn't have the bed liner. That's just paint, which I hear is slightly different because obviously there's less here, so the clamps clamp down slightly tighter on the painted version. And there's also a rail system that goes underneath the bed rails. That's an extra charge, an optional charge to you know, secure cargo. There's adapters for that as well. Now here's a little bit more of the Jeep. That's my golf cart there in the back. We'll be using that in a couple weeks for our Formula Drift video at Road Atlanta. But they live just down the street from us, so I decided to come over and help install this. It's a nice little Jeep setup. I'm not a huge Jeep guy, so but still looks great. As you can see, it's been outside, and I don't wash and maintain this one that much because I just don't have time. I barely have enough time just to do my car, but it's pretty dirty. We're gonna have to clean some of that bird poop up around the top before we install this. So we're gonna install the trim because the bed rail is higher than the back. So we're just gonna kind of, I've cleaned this with alcohol. Make sure, so don't pull it and stretch it. Just lay it down, because if you stretch it, the heat's going to get to it and it's going to expand and contract, and it's most likely going to lose its adhesion, which really doesn't matter because the tonneau cover is going to be pushing this down. This is just to stop wind noise and water from getting in. So after doing a little more research, I found that these are meant for the rail system, and we don't have that, so we don't even have to use these. So this kit actually does work for both. The tonneau cover actually has the clamps and stuff built into it, so they'll actually pull down and hold on to the side rails. This is for that rail system, so we won't need these. So as a cover, so that way you can take it on and off. This bed needs to be cleaned anyway, so this is going to be put on at some point. We'll take it off to clean the bed because it is disgusting. So it comes with these safety straps, so that way when it's laying up against the back of the bed, when you clip these in, that way it'll hold this in. So you can still put things in it that are bigger that would fit outside, or then you just take the whole thing off, period. So when you take these off, then it'll fold down. Then obviously after clicking them in, you can pull down and make it tighter. On the inside, these are the clamps and the safety strap. So that way, if you do have it flipped over with the safety on and clamped down, this is clamped to the bed rail, so that way it won't go flying off. Okay, so what we gotta do is put this at the end, fold it completely out, line it up, then fold it back, and then we can do the install. Ready to close the bed to line up. okay. It's a little weird, isn't it? You can tell already. I told you we're going to be frustrated together. Now obviously this is not clamped down, but it looks like that's kind of bent. If it's meant to be that way or not. So let's line it up at least. Then we can clamp down the back. If we have to readjust, we can readjust. I would say right at the edge of each one is where the tonneau cover is going to be, and I can tell already that this isn't going to be a snug fit. I got it as situated as I can. Like I said, this thing doesn't even lay flat. There's a lot of pressure right here. So at least that means that this middle part is domed a little bit so the water can shed off in both directions rather than sit in the middle. Nice and slow so we don't move the positioning. All right, so I'm trying to do this blind so you guys can see better, but back here, this clamp kind of pulls into this grommet area. You just kind of pop it down. So that way it secures itself when you fold it up and put it in the bag. And you have this clamp right here. You see how it goes under the bed rail. And then we gotta tighten it up. All right, there you go, nice and snug. Then we have our safety clamp here. There we go. So that way when this thing goes crazy and goes flying up, this is gonna be our little safety here, so we don't have to pay comprehensive insurance for somebody else's car. Now we do the other side. Exact same. There we go, nice and snug. Then we safety clamp again. Now we did have those clamp pads earlier, but we don't need them for this install because we have the rhino liner already on the bed. If you had just paint, you would want to use those when you're up here if you don't want to scratch that paint doing this. So you don't have to worry about that. That's nice and tight. I didn't want to do this too tight because if I have to do a readjustment. All right, so the next step is when you pull the cover towards us, and then there's going to be two more clamps just like the ones in the front, except they're just going to be push down clamps and not screw in ones. So that way we can hold it down, we can pull the tailgate down and then open those and fold it back. As you can see, this just doesn't want to lay flat. I don't know if it was damaged in shipping or if that's just the way it is, but obviously we have that clamp right there that we can pull down and we'll keep this down. But that's an awful lot of tension for that clamp to be holding down. I'm kind of worried about that, but we'll figure it out. Like I said before, just like the other one, it's just like a grommet right here. Pops down. You do have 3 different levels, depending on the angle that you're looking for, but this lines up perfectly with this bed, the way it is. So this actually does have adjustments, so you can pull it up if you want to, and you turn this to get it, you know, a certain amount up and down to get underneath that rail. This one's pretty dead on, so we pull the cover down as hard as we can, put that bracket under there, clamp, and there we go. And this is what people had talked about before that I saw. The bed liner adds a little bit of thickness, the U-liner, so this clamp is pretty close, but actually is not touching, so it is fully clipped. Here's the other side. Let's see. Yeah, that one's tight. I can't get that in, so I'm gonna have to. You can actually spin it this way if the clamp isn't all the way out. You can spin it while it's right here. There we go. All right. We are all the way in. One thing I wish these little side rails here had a lot more support. There is a screw right here that has more support, and one right there. Right here it doesn't, so it kind of pulls the metal in a little bit. Well, there she is. So these are the edges I've talking about, and I've seen on plenty of videos and plenty of articles that this is always a little bit up. It has a nice snug fit. Same right here, that crease, but that does create the dome in the middle that allows the water to shed off and have that tightness right here in the middle. Here's the edge on this side. It's not as bad as you see. The edge, this is nice. And it just curls up just a little bit at the end. And then it's up just a little bit on the back of the tailgate. We may put that weather stripping at the top of this tailgate as well. And you see it's up a little bit right here on this edge. See that edge right there? And it's the exact same on this side. So, I mean, it's not perfect. But for the money, you're not going to get perfect. Nice seal all the way down. Like I said, these creases. And it's got a nice edge down here at the back. That's it for this video. It's not something that I normally do, is an install on a Jeep, but she had the product and it was a chance to make a video. A pretty easy install, no tools required. It goes right in. Just gotta make sure you get it nice and lined up. It is not a perfect product. It's a $230 cover from Amazon. It's not gonna be perfect, but for what you're getting, this is nice because all she needs it for is go on a vacation, put the luggage in the back here. If she has the grandkids in the back seat, she's not gonna have room for the luggage. She needs a place to put it in the back. If it rains that way, this will take care of that. If you think this is the right product for you, go ahead and check the link in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. This is my mother-in-law's Jeep chair. Hey there, Internet Keeve here, and oh my God, 2020 Jeep. Hey there, Internet. And well, now we get to pull the Tonneau. Now we get to pull the Tonneau. Just a clamp, and there's no